Hey guys, it's Childish. Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're going to be taking a look at the new collaboration that just recently dropped, the TEKKEN collaboration, and focusing on the monster review featuring Paul Phoenix. We're going to take a look at each and every one of the 5 units in here and kind of rank them from best to worst to see which one maybe we should be looking to get when it comes time to summon. So first and foremost, I want to go ahead and start out with number 5 in my lineup. This is going to be the Water Paul Phoenix. So again, Paul Phoenix, all of the Paul Phoenix is going to have a Moonfall, basically a provoking skill for 50% chance. And then we got a Hangover skill. Skill 2, it's going to be attack the enemies 3 times to decrease his attack speed for 2 turns with a 50% chance. Recovers their HP as well by 10% when attacking the enemy, granted with a harmful effect. And then we have an interesting passive here, Strongest in the Universe, which is going to provide a fixed amount, a 30% chance for a glancing hit to occur when it's attacked. And then when you're hit with a glancing hit, you'll get that threat state while the enemy's attack on a single target skill 1 time. So again, why did I rank this one as far as rank number 5? I think one of the biggest things that we got to focus on here is first and foremost, and this is something we're going to see in a couple of the units when it comes to Paul Phoenix family, a lot of these units are going to be HP scaling, yes. So when we think about HP scaling units, some of the things that we would like to see, as far as the HP scaling units go, is we want to see skills or abilities basically based on HP scaling. So not only they can be tanky, but they also provide a little bit of damage when it comes to just regular gameplay, right? As you guys can see with the regular 2 skills here, while they're pretty straightforward when it comes to skills that you would see on essentially a tank or a bruiser, these skills are not HP scaling. So I'm going to go ahead and kind of rank them down a little bit, considering this is an HP scaling unit. In addition to that, one of the unfortunate things when it comes to this particular passive is while it is nice to have that fixed 30% chance and be able to provide that threat state, I do believe that there's a couple of the units out there in the game that provides a little bit higher glancing hit based on specific elements. In addition to that, we also have other units out there that are able to generate a threat state out there. So this is not going to be like super unique when it comes to the current state of the game, but ultimately I think this would have been ranked a little bit higher had it had something a little bit more valuable or had the HP scaling on us, because again, this is coming in there with their accuracy by 48%. And as you guys might have guessed, when it comes to skill leads in Guild Wars, this is not something that's going to be super popular when we're going to be looking for speed leads and stuff like that. Okay, so next one up, I'm going to go ahead and move on over to the Fire Paul Phoenix. So Fire Paul Phoenix is going to be my rank number 4. This one here, again, skill 1, going to provide the provoke with 50% chance. Skill 2, attacks the enemy 2 times. First hit granting the irresistible effect for 2 turns by 30% chance. And the second hit stuns for 1 turn with a 50% chance. Now, this one here is going to be based on the max HP, which is obviously good. And then last but not least, the Big Bang Phoenix Smasher increases the attack bar of all allies by 15%, and the damage is going to be dealt based on the HP. We get some additional damage based on your HP when the attack does not land as a glancing hit. So again, I guess some of the cool things to kind of point out here is that the skill 2 and skill 3 respectively are based on max HP. So that's going to provide a little bit of bonus here. But I feel like when it comes to this particular skill, in comparison to some of the other units that we're going to be looking at a little bit later, the attack bar increase is nice, but ultimately this is essentially just a damage dealing skill. There's really not any value out of it outside of just basic damage. So that's why this one didn't get ranked super high. In addition to that, we do have a 38 a guild leader skill for defense here for 38%, which is not too bad. But again, I feel like there's going to be a few more different ones that I would generally go for. So for that particular reason, I'm going to put Paul Phoenix as my rank number 4 here in this specific spot here. Okay, moving on to rank 3, we're going to go take a look at the first LD unit. Okay, LD Paul Phoenix here, the dark one. So again, Moonfall, same thing, provokes. Skill 2, we've already seen on the water version, multi-hit with the attack speed decrease and the recovering ability. And then skill 3, we got the Shoulder Smash, which is going to be a counterattack on yourself for 1 turn and attacks the enemy target 2 times and increase its chances of landing a glancing hit for 2 turns. In addition to that, it's also going to provoke the enemies for 1 turn, which is kind of cool because, again, if they're targeted on him and they get the counterattack, you're going to essentially have another opportunity to provide that provoke once again. So me personally, I do like this particular unit. It is a 4-star unit, so it's going to be nice to go ahead and utilize like in the Siege or Siege for most importantly for like 4-star Guild Wars of Siege. But the thing of it is that the counterattack on this particular one is going to be for 1 turn, and I was kind of hoping to see this one to be for 2 turns. I think if it was a little bit higher for the 2 turns, again, while this particular skill has the opportunity to provide that provoke for 1 turn here, and you have the counterattack buff. Remember, guys, that this particular skill that's going to be able to take advantage of the counterattack is not a guaranteed provoke here. This particular component of it, you will notice that there is 100% activation on the provoke, so this is going to be a little bit more reliable, pending accuracy versus resistance. But ultimately, I like what they're trying to do, kind of keep this one locked in. Feels like a Gurkha, sort of, a budget Gurkha 4-star. However, again, the counterattack, which is one component of this cycle of control, is not going to be as reliable because, again, we're looking at a 75% chance. I mean, it is a fairly high chance, but it is not a guaranteed chance. And I think they kind of have to do that because they don't want to make it super strong. But for those reasons, considering some of the other Paul Phoenix that we take a look at, this is going to be sitting at that rank number 3 in this particular spot here. Okay, rank number 2, I'm going to put for the win version of the Paul Phoenix. Okay, so again, provoke on skill 1, we got the multi-hidden ability that provides the irresistible effect similar to the fire Paul Phoenix for 2 turns at a 30% chance, and also stuns. And so this one, again, based on max HP, so this is going to be really good. And then the very unique skill here, Hot Blooded Destroyer, the passive gains immunity against attack bar reduction effects, which I think is absolutely amazing. We have so many attack bar reduction effects and so many units out there. Having the immunity, I think, is really strong, and that's why I kind of rank this one up a little bit. In addition to that, it also has the attack bar increase of all allies by 15% whenever an ally skill cooldown increases. So this is kind of the unique factor on this one, which I think is kind of throwing everybody off here. Is this going to be a 15% attack ally, attack bar increase when every single person uses their skill, and thereby their skills are increased, right? The skill cooldown increases, or is this going to be something that's only going to trigger when a unit like Oliver resets it, or Sekhmet resets it? That being said, though, while it is still kind of on the horizon, we don't really know what's going to go on. We still got to give it a little bit more value versus some of the other Paul Phoenixes, because it does have the basically the skill based on max HP. They have the irresistible effect. They have the stun to do a little bit of control. And then again, I'm a big fan of the immunity towards attack bar reduction effects, and I think that's a really good kind of component when it comes to a unit in this current meta and in this current lineup. So that's why I put this one rank number 2 for all the 5 Paul Phoenixes, but this is going to be my number 1 go-to Paul for the main 3 elements. Okay, then last but not least, we do have the light version of Paul Phoenix. So again, there's a couple of reasons why I put this one here, but let me go ahead and take a look at the skills real quick. So first and foremost, we got the provoke on skill 2. We do have the multi-hit with the stun irresistible effect on skill 2, and then we also have the demolition ball attacks the enemy 3 times. We got a multi-hitting ability that's going to provide a strip, going to leave a branding, and provide an oblivion for 2 turns. Okay, the damage is going to be based on max speed. So it's plain and simple. Even without looking, like, the speed lead is just the bonus, and we know that we really could use some more speed leads for Guild Wars here, right? But this particular ability, right? Strip, branding, oblivion. When you think about all the units out there in the game that have a passive, having the oblivion for this one is going to be absolutely amazing. And once again, it's an HP scaling unit, and they did good by providing not only the max HP skill on skill 2 as well as the max HP skill scaling, on skill 3. So because you get that additional value on both, that's why I really find this one super unique. But ultimately, it's the combination of the max HP scaling, the speed lead, and then just the overall ability to strip, brand, oblivion on this particular 3rd skill. There's just so much going on in this kit, and there's added value because it is a 4-star unit, so you're going to get even more value for 4-star siege offenses and siege defense alone. So again, guys, that's going to be my ranking of Paul Phoenixes in the Summoners War and Tekken 8 collaboration. Let me know in the comment section down below, how do you feel about this? Which one would you rank at the top spot? Which one do you think gets the bottom spot? I'm looking forward to seeing your guys' comments down the road. Okay, Thanks again for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, and good luck for your Tekken 8 summons. We're out.